Hi, welcome to What's Cooking with Rochelle, and I am so excited today to have a guest host on my show today. Stephanie is going to be helping us to make one of her family's favorite dishes. We are making chicken zucchini lasagna.
Yes,
So, something I have never made, and I know you were kind of surprised to hear that.
I am. Yeah, because I know how healthy you are and how you like to put a twist on things. And so I thought you would have probably made this, but I'm excited that you haven't.
I haven't. So I'm going to be the helper today, guys, and Miss Stephanie is going to take us away. So what's the first thing we need to do to make it?
So the first thing you need to do is you want to make sure that you have your zucchinis prepped so that you're going to replace lasagna noodles with zucchini noodles, just the way you would with pasta. And you spiral them. This is a little different because we're going to use a mandolin and we're going to make them into long strips, just like a lasagna noodle. And then we're going to layer it just the way you would
And
a
they don't
traditional
have to
lasagna.
cook them ahead of time or anything.
No, so you're going to bake it in the oven so that
This
they
is
cook.
good, guys. We don't have to peel them. We don't have to cook them ahead of time.
Nope.
All right. So what would you like me to do to get you started?
So if you could start by just chopping off both ends of the lasagna to prep it for the mandolin, that would be great.
All right. So as you can see, guys, we're just going to take the tops and the bottoms off. And I'm going to give them to her.
Okay.
She's going to do the magic here. So a mandolin, guys, in case you don't have one, simply is a blade, and it's going to cut long slices. There's a few different kinds. The one Stephanie has here has this cool little gadget that will actually catch the noodles. The main thing when you're using a mandolin is be careful. Don't cut your fingers. That's why we have that. Gauge, but that's up to you. Now, she gave us 5 zucchinis, and these are just what I would call grocery store size. You know, if you ever grow your own zucchinis, you know they can be like the size of a watermelon almost. So is this normally how many you use, Stephanie? It's
Yes,
about 5?
about 5. I mean, it depends because sometimes when you go to the store, obviously the zucchinis can be very small.
Yeah.
You don't usually see the giant garden variety at
kind
the
of
store.
see, I'll put my finger next to it so you could get an idea of how big and how thick it is, guys.
So then when I slice it on the mandolin, I do try to get it a consistent size, which is
Thickness. Oh, so
thickness.
let's show them that too, guys. So this is how thick Stephanie is making hers. So that's about a quarter of an inch, it looks like to me. So that's a pretty good thickness. Now, have you experimented with having them thinner, Steph, and it didn't work?
Yeah, you don't want to have it too thin. Otherwise, it just becomes super watery in the cooking process in the oven.
Okay.
So it's best to just have them the
Okay, perfect.
consistency of that.
And obviously, you know, as you know, for me, as long as it tastes good, I don't care if it's necessarily absolutely perfect. I do have all the tops and bottoms off of those for you. So we're going to go ahead and finish doing all of the mandolining of the zucchini. And I'm going to get everything out for Stephanie for us to put it together. So we'll see you back here in just a minute. All right, guys, so we have the zucchini all sliced and ready to go. Stephanie, what temperature do we need to get the oven up to?
I would probably recommend 400. Let's do 400.
Okay,
Could
let me
you
get
turn
that
on
for
me.
you.
Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, so do you want me to start assembling?
Yes, please, show me.
So one thing I learned with making this dish is that I used to spray the dish because with noodles, you don't want it to stick. But because the zucchini holds a lot of water, you really don't need to spray this to avoid any of like the sticking.
Pro tip, guys.
Yes. Also, I used to always put marinara down at the bottom, especially if you were doing noodles, but I find that it makes it really soggy, so I don't need to add the marinara first before I put the noodles down, the way you would with a traditional lasagna.
All right.
But I do start with the zucchini noodles, if you will, lengthwise, and just line the bottom of the pan. And sometimes what I'll do is, because you have a length this way, is I just go across here. So, you know, earlier we were talking about zucchini sizes, and so it really doesn't matter what size that you get, but if you think about the dish that you're going to be using, you can kind of map out. So this is the perfect size
And what
for this.
size dish is this we're using?
9 by 13, I believe, for
Okay.
a traditional
So
Pyrex.
a traditional size that you would make a cake or anything like that in.
And then what I do is I go in with my ricotta, and I usually get a large container of it. That usually is sufficient for one dish.
Okay.
I'm going to use my fingers. You want to use your fingers with me?
Sure.
And what we'll do is we're just going to sprinkle, we're going to grab pieces of it and just dollop it around
Okay.
like this, all over.
You're dolloping.
We're dolloping.
We're dolloping.
This is very fun with the kids because they like, I mean, some kids like to get ooey gooey.
All right.
Right? And so
is that enough?
Yeah, you don't want to do too much because again, there's a lot of water in ricotta
Yes.
and there's water in the zucchini. So you have to really find that balance so that when it comes out of the oven, it's not just liquid.
Perfect.
So let's go in then with the chicken next. So we're going to grab, now this chicken here is a rotisserie chicken. I tend to use this. It's from a giant superstore, already pre-done rotisserie chicken.
Saves you time, guys.
Saves you time as a mom, where you just can use the store-bought and then just we pull that chicken and so we have it for the week. So one nice little layer of that. Then we're going to go ahead and grab some of our cheese. I'm going to leave it over there and just sprinkle it all over.
Okay, and what kind of cheese is that?
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. And that wasn't very much she put on there, guys, if you saw that.
No,
just
because
a little dash.
Just a little, because I'm all about the layers. And so then with this, I'm going to go ahead and put the marinara all over.
And you could use fresh marinara, or of course you could save time, just buy jarred tomato sauce at the grocery store.
And again, not too much because water, once again.
Yeah.
You just have to be very mindful of that with this dish. So I'm actually going to go back in with a little bit more mozzarella at this time.
More mozzarella. Okay.
Because my kids love cheese.
Okay.
I know as moms
What
sometimes.
kids don't, right?
Right. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Now I also use Parmesan because it's Italian, right? So
it is.
give it a little bit of nice saltiness with the Parmesan. And then
That was something I noticed. You didn't salt the zucchini so it cried and released water or
Right.
anything ahead of time.
no, and I figured there's enough salt in all of the other items. There's salt in the marinara, there's salt in the cheeses, and then with the Italian seasoning.
Okay.
Okay. And then I just use a little pinch of that just to add an Italian flair to it.
Perfect.
Okay. And that's layer number 1. Then we can start with layer number 2.
All right. Let
Ready?
me help you on this end.
Please do. And so you see how we're short over here?
Yeah, we're
Sometimes
just
what I'll do
stick
is
one
I'll
of
just,
those guys?
yeah, that's what's really fun about this,
Okay.
is that you just kind of put them wherever. There's no rhyme or reason because you're just going to cut into it when you're done anyway.
This is true. As long as it tastes good, guys, right? Cooking is not about perfection. It's about getting something nutritious in your family that's fun. All right. Now I know this. We got a dollop. Okay. So, was this a recipe that you came up with somewhere along the way, or was this something your mom or dad taught you?
I probably saw it online and thought, well, I can do that. You know, I mean, if it's,
And you tweaked it and made it yours.
yeah. And well, you read the recipe and then it gives you suggestions, but then after you make it a few times, you kind of have to come up with your own version of it.
And that's true with this too, guys. So if there's specific cheeses you like or your family likes, use those instead. Your family doesn't like ricotta, don't use ricotta. They don't like Parmesan, don't add the Parmesan. You know, so pretty simple. That was a piece of skin.
Oh yeah, no. Again, when you pull the rotisserie chicken, you're going to end up with.
So we're only doing 2 layers, or
We're only going to do, nope, we're only going to do 2.
All right, so we're going to use all of this.
Yep.
So portions wise, guys, because we already had them in there, she has 32 ounces of ricotta, 16 ounces of tomato sauce. We've got 16 ounces of Parmesan and 32 ounces, or 16 ounces of mozzarella.
That first layer of the mozzarella. Then I go in again with the marinara. And dollop it all over. Sorry. This is the
Now, are we going to cover this with foil or anything to bake
I
it?
do, yes.
Okay.
So I do like to cover it for the first portion of the cooking process.
Okay. And you're very gentle with the tomato sauce, I see. So
Yeah.
yeah. It's good to know, guys. So zucchini is a different element than a noodle. Noodles soak up moisture. Zucchini emits moisture.
Right.
So we want to keep that in mind.
We're going to load this up.
It's looking good.
Sorry about that. Okay, we got to do the Parmesan on top because
Okay.
that will give it that nice, crusty, crispy, golden top when you go to take. And I know this is going to seem weird, but I push down on it
Oh,
to
no, that
kind of
doesn't
push
seem
it out.
weird.
But when you put Parmesan on top, it gives it that, and you take the tin foil off, it gives that golden brown color. The mozzarella is the melted part, right? The
Right.
melted cheese,
The ooey gooey
the
part.
ooey gooey.
Okay.
And then we don't want to forget the Italian seasoning.
Absolutely not. We need that.
And by pushing it down, it just kind of spreads everything out.
Italian seasoning, guys, is a mixture of basil, oregano, salt, pepper, and generally it has a little thyme in it too. If you wanted to use your own, you could, or you can buy it at the store.
I'm going to add the rest of the cheese
Yeah, go for it.
because why not?
Why not? Exactly.
And I don't like to waste.
No waste, not want not. All right, I'm going to go grab some tin foil so we can get this in the oven.
Perfect. Okay,
All right.
go for it. Easy.
All right, madam. And how long are they going to be keeping this in the oven?
I usually cook that for about 30 to 40 minutes.
30 to 40 minutes.
Usually on the 40 side. And then I take the tin foil off after the 40 minutes, and then I usually move it to the upper rack so that the top can get more of a crusty golden brown with the heat on the top, and maybe about another 10 minutes.
Okay, so total cooking time, it looks like about 50 minutes, guys. And I know you guys weren't here in kitchen with us, but assembly time was 10 minutes max, including slicing the zucchinis.
Yep.
So great healthy way. Thank you
You're
for coming.
welcome.
I'm so excited to see when it
Me
comes
too.
out of the oven.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, Stephanie, this kitchen smells amazing. Can we please check it?
Yes, so we're gonna pull it out.
Okay.
These are so big.
They'd prevent me from hurting myself, so the shelf pulls out. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Wow, look at that shelf. That
Uh,
is fantastic. All right, so we're gonna go right over here. We'll take a quick glance before. I'm not gonna close that oven yet. I want to see what it looks like. Oh my God, I can't. Oh, look at that. You see all that liquid, and you see how you have to be very careful. But I do want to just kind of golden up the top a little bit. So we're gonna stick it back in and just give it just a few minutes, if that's okay. Okay. All right.
I am very excited.
Me too.
Stephanie,
Yes.
is it time?
It's ready.
Okay,
It's
good.
time.
Let's
you want me to get it? Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. Here we go. Let's open this up with your fabulous slider. Look at this. Ooh. Nice and golden. All right.
Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy.
Look at that.
All right,
Smells good.
it is bubbling just a little bit. I think I probably should wait a few minutes before I take a bite, right?
Yes, we're going to let it kind of set up just a little bit.
Okay, I'll be patient. All right, we finally get to take a bite.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You go on that side, I'll go on this side.
Okay, sharing. Sharing.
Sure,
is
it's caring.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
We are. Make sure you get everything. I got
Okay.
some zucchini in there.
Okay, zucchini and chicken. It's probably hot, so be careful.
No, it's okay.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
A quick, healthy dinner for your family. They may not even know there's zucchini instead of noodles.
Probably not.
Probably not. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
That's all for now. Have a great day.
Bye.